we can do is Krishna as a person, how to understand the deity as a person. So maybe while you're having a break, you can meditate on um, that topic. Is Krishna as a person, and how can we understand that? I mean, it says in the Shastra, but how personally are we going to understand that Krishna is a person? What do you need to do? Okay. Okay, so it looks like we're all back. And I noticed some very interesting points coming up in some of the different groups. And I'd be really interested to hear from the different groups the points that you brought out. We've got about 11 minutes, so maybe just hear quickly from each group. Group one, I think, Vaini Manava, you'd probably be the only English-speaking devotee there, so you'll need to give a debrief and translate as well. Please. Or do you need some time? Are you there? Oh, okay. Not here. Who is in group two? Does group two have a spokesperson or someone who'd like to speak on behalf of that group? Who's in group two here? The second group? No?
Sorry to disturb you, Prabhu, but I don't know in which group was I.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, you might not have noticed that. And would you like to speak for your group, Chandrakanti? Manaji?
Yes, I can tell devotees say so many nice things. First of all, that we should have nice sadhana and reading and to follow the standards because it is of course some nice reason to think the deities to be persons, because otherwise we cannot understand them at all. And also if guru is there, sometimes you can see that devotees take nice care for the deities, but when the guru is gone, then they have different mood. And also this is not so nice because Krishna all the time is there and he can see us all the time. That means that we always should behave very nice with him.
Can I ask you a question? You raised the point of sadhana, which I thought was really interesting. How is it that our sadhana helps us to see the deity as a person? Because I think that's an important point.
This is Mataji from Hungarian farm. She says this, but doesn't give many explanations. Get Pujari from
Would anyone like to offer, or maybe Astasaki Mataji could explain?
Astasaki Mataji can explain.
I've thought that if we follow a nice sadhana, proper sadhana, and chant attentively and read Srila Prabhupada books, that the holy name will reveal us because we should understand Krishna's personality and Krishna's personality in Goloka Vrindavan and Krishna's personality as a deity, and we should read about it attentively in Srila Prabhupada books and in our Acharya's books, and chant attentively that the holy name would reveal us who is Krishna, and that he will communicate with us.
What's the essence of the holy name? What's the essence of our understanding of the holy name?
The holy name is Krishna.
Exactly. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. That is non-different from Krishna. It is Krishna directly.
Yes.
So by chanting the holy name, we're associating directly with Krishna and becoming purified.
Yes.
So yeah, very. So, and there's Prabhupada gave a class in Mayapur one time, and some devotees got up to leave, the class, and Prabhupada was not happy with that. And he said, like, if we don't have a life of hearing and chanting, then the deity will become a burden. So the point is we have to focus on hearing and chanting, then we'll understand the deity. So it's a really good point. Thank you very much for sharing that. One of the other groups, so Veni Madhava, you could contribute for your group, but what you'll need to do is select the English channel, not the Russian channel, so we can all hear you
now,
then.
interpretation, so she can speak
Oh.
directly.
Oh, thank you. That's even better. Hare Krishna,
Okay,
Vaishnavas.
that's even
Thank you so
better.
much. Actually, it seems like it was the first topic in our discussion on the first meeting.
Okay.
It looks like. So we have like a lot of material, but also this time, few very interesting moments were brought up by Adhikavi Prabhu and Vishnurata Prabhu. And Adhikavi Prabhu, like following what Mataji was saying previously, actually, he said that, yeah, we should offer everything, as Singhaji Prabhu and others was saying, you know, according to the seasons, all the food items and clothes items and everything. But he said interesting story happened with Niranjana Swami when he came to visit the Kiev temple in Ukraine. And he was sitting there, you know, wearing his winter jacket, like, you know, all the chadars, everything. And he was like freezing and he was coughing. And Adhikavi Prabhu was running past him, and then Maharaj called him up and he said that, you know, that they're sick. And Adhikavi Prabhu thought that Maharaj was referring to the devotees, and he said, yeah, actually they're sick. You know, after, you know, serving the altar, it's pretty cold in here. And Maharaj was saying, no, the deities are sick, and that's why, you know, the devotees are sick also. And then, you know, devotees, they were discussing in the room how it is important, you know, to take care of the deities' comfort. And then Adhikavi Prabhu said that after Maharaj's comment, it was a bit easier to speak with the TP and other managers in order to put a warm, you know, heating system on the altar, because they weren't allowing it, you know, they spent money on it previously. But after Maharaj's comment and this whole story, it did came true. And they were saying that there are so many practical moments when we can personally take care of the deities. And also Vishwanath Prabhu was saying that one Mataji in Siberia, they were, you know, discussing with her different aspects, and she'd been serving deities for more than 15 years, mainly as a cook. And she shared with Vishwanath Prabhu and Majidvani that actually it's so important for the cooks also to do some service on the altar, because it is important to have personal relationship with the one, you know, for whom you cook, you know, making it more personal. And devotees, they were also, you know, discussing all these different stories. And another thing that Vishwanath Prabhu brought up is also the thing that can help us and also the future generations is if we'll make, we'll keep the storyline, you know, we'll write down the whole story, not only what's happening in our temple with the deities, but also include the Pujari stories, you know, their lives, what happened with them. And
Nice.
and he brought up a funny story, like recently one devotee, like one of the first devotees, like on whose name, you know, were registered, even like, you know, he helped with the registration of, you know, he's gone here and everything. He came, and new devotees, they had no idea who it is, and they started preaching to him, and he was like, hey guys, like I was there before you were even born, like I helped to, you know, establish it all. But that's the problem, we don't know the heroes, you know, of our previous lifetimes in the Pujaris. So there's just a few things that Vaishnavas they shared.
Yeah, recording like you know, pastimes with devotees and stuff. I think it's really important. For those of you who've been to the Jagannath Mandir in Mayapur, there's so many wonderful pastimes there. Also with Nishinga, there's so many wonderful pastimes devotees have experienced with the deities. And you know, around the world, devotees have experienced different things with the deities. I remember one time I was in London and staying in the Brahmachari ashram, and I was bathing, and I was just thinking to myself, oh, it'd be really nice to offer Mangalati this morning, you know. And I was you know, going through as quickly as I could. And then someone stuck their head into the bathroom and they said, is there any pujaris in here? We need someone to offer Mangalati. And so I said, I'll do it. And so you can see how Krishna reciprocates. But it's nice, you know, when you hear these stories, to share them, because they help to build devotees' faith in the deity, and they help them to see the deity as a person. So these stories are very, very important. Thank you very much, Vani Madhava, and all the devotees in your group. Anyone else? We've got another 2 minutes. I can see that Malati Dasi has just joined us. Thank you so much, Malati. Hope you're well. So we've got 2 more minutes.
We have
One of the other
from, yeah, we have from group 3, where Mani Manjari Mataji from New Mayapur, France, she shared that how reading Krishna book helped her to establish a relationship with Krishna. When she started more feeling personal what he likes and what he doesn't like, she started to establish more relationship by reading Krishna book more and more. And also Seva Priya Mataji was finding it difficult to establish a relationship with Jagannath, but she started singing Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami and repeatedly meditating on that. So, and Ravindra Swarup Prabhu shared his experience that while bathing deities, especially Prabhupada, he would use warm water, like he would be more personal in that sense, that this is how devotees were sharing experiences from their lives, that what they were doing to develop a personal relationship with the deities.
Yeah, I think also with the group you're in, Shamapriya, I shared that in Mayapur, when Jananivas used to put the deities to bed at night, he would sit down and read Krishna book for 4 or 5 minutes, and it's to the deities. He'd read it, sit in front of the deities after he put them to bed and read the Krishna book, and it's quite extraordinary because I did it myself there a few times in other places. You're reading the Krishna book, and these amazing pastimes, and you're looking at the deity and thinking, my gosh, this is you. That you're doing this, and so it's quite. It really helps to build this faith that the deity is a person. So yeah, very nice for you to all share these wonderful experiences.